Welcome along to our review of the 2016 Emirates Singapore Derby, the 21st running of the Derby under the banner of Emirates. Fantastic lineup of 16 horses that went to the start. We'll take a look at a few of those in just a moment. The track conditions are absolutely perfect for racing here today. It is 4.9 and good, the turf track, and the track has raced very fairly throughout the afternoon. So it's always a great race, the colour, the excitement, and of course the 16 magnificent 4-year-old horses in the Emirates Singapore Derby. Let's take a look at some of the lead up to the great race. Racing in the Emirates Singapore Derby. It's Majestic Moments in the Derby, but Well Done is flying. Well Done goes straight past Majestic Moments, and Well Done races away for the Emirates Singapore Derby. Welcome along to the Singapore racecourse for the 21st running of the Emirates Singapore Derby, one of our great races on the calendar here in Singapore. Run over 2,000 metres and $1.15 million in prize money for offer here this afternoon. It's a great lineup of 4-year-olds. We've got Matt Jones and Gareth Pepper with me. And Matt, a tremendous lineup once again, and very, very tricky to find an outright favourite.
I think last year with War Affair and Keshwa, this race was a lot easier. Not necessarily the case this year, and I think Oscar Racing, the racing stable who had Clint winning the race in 2011, have a very good hand. They have a horse who's going to be up on the pace in Affleck. He's the Guineas winner as a 3-year-old from last year, and last time out over 1,600 metres he hinted of a strong return to form. He looks as though he's going to sit up on the pace, and Oscar Racing also have Mr. Spielberg. He's another one who returned back to form with a very strong win with a lightweight last time. So I think both those horses can run really well in the Derby of 2016.
Of course, it is the third leg of the 4-year-old series, Gareth, and Well Done was very good in the Patrons Bowl.
He was indeed, Craig, and it was a fantastic victory. Things weren't going to plan on the turn, but when asked for a response by Glenn Boss, he found the line exceptionally well and took out a Group 1 for success for David Cockburn. The big news is that, of course, he'll be ridden by Michael Rodd today.
Yeah, Michael Rodd jumps on Well Done, and Glenn Boss has elected to go with Mr. Spielberg, who's opened up an arrow favourite.
He has indeed, and very interesting to win a Group 1 on a horse and then jump off him and get on a horse that he won on, incidentally, on the same day is, I think, a big push towards Mr. Spielberg. As we know, Glenn Boss has ridden many Group 1 winners around the world, and he's one of the best, so perhaps that's an indication, Craig.
OK, Matt, we've had rain on Friday, but nothing yesterday, nothing today. The track seems to have been played fairly right throughout the afternoon.
It sure has, Craig. So let's have a look at the surface that these horses will be racing on. We'll have a look at two parts of the track, and firstly, this is the part of the track down the middle. We'll get a good look at the racing surface, and if I try and dig the heels in, there's not too much happening. It's a good firm surface. The rain really drains through the track in Singapore very quickly. Now this area all around here, it's virtually unmarked. There's a few little patches here and there, but not much doing. Now this is the area of the track where horses like Mr. Spielberg, Titanium, the horses who like to get back and run on, they'll be finishing on down there. Now if we go down towards more of the inside part of the track and have a good look at the surface here, there's a lot more happening. They raced on the A course here on Friday night. There's a bit more sort of marks on the track, and you're looking at horses like Affleck, who's going to sit forward. I think the mare Believe Yourself will be up on the pace as well, and they're the sort of horses that are going to be racing on this part of the track. But what we've seen today, we haven't had any rain, and I think the track is racing tremendously fairly. This is the racing surface. On the short course B, it's about a 400-metre run in. It's going to be a great race, and I don't think there's really any clues from what we're seeing today how the track will race. I think it's a very, very good surface.
Quite often, Matthew, we get some rain on these big feature days, but nothing so far today. It's been partly cloudy throughout the afternoon. A nice breeze coming across the track, 33 degrees, and the turf track has been rated good throughout the day at 4.9. We're racing on the short course B for our turf races here this afternoon. So we're not too far away from the Emirates Singapore Derby, 22 minutes away. Now, Titanium, Harry Kassam, down 4, gate number 1. Well Done for Michael Rodd, barrier 4 is +1. Majestic Moments, Naresh Jagglal, barrier 10 +3, and Affleck. Danny Beasley, barrier 5 is -4. Blue Danube, Baron Vorster, barrier 8 is +2. Poseidon, Corey Brown, barrier 11 +4. Mr. Spielberg, Glenn Boss, barrier 6 is -1. Time Odyssey, Olivia Place, barrier 16 is +5. Mighty Warrior for Oscar Chavez, barrier 2 down 4. Rock Fast, Manuel Nunez, barrier 7 down 3. Aries, John Powell, barrier 15 is -3. Winning Cause, Ada Silva, barrier 12 at -5. Over to Newlands for Vlad Jurek, barrier 9 -10. Bring money home, Rizwan Shafiq. Barrier 13 down 5, Street Taipan. Matt Callaby, barrier 14 +3. And Believe Yourself, Alan Munro. Barrier 3 is -1.
Welcome back to the parade ring for the Group 1 Emirates Singapore Derby, and look at the ladies from Emirates giving away the red caps. We've painted the Turf Club white and red in honour of Emirates as they sponsor the 21st running of our big race. So a big thank you to Emirates for being the headline sponsors. Yeah, we're going to head into the parade ring very, very shortly. Let's have a look at the winner of the second leg of the 4-year-old series. Well done, who is reunited with Michael Rudd, and what a story this is, Matt. Michael Rudd returning from injury. He missed out on this horse's last win in the Group 1, but reunited with him today. Is he any sort of hope here?
Well, he's a massive hope, I think, Gareth. What is he currently at 26 or around that sort of figure? He'll be ridden by Michael Rudd, who is no stranger to success. So I just wonder if I might be able to grab Michael. He's just heading my way, so if we can just hold the shot on. Well done. Michael Rudd is going to join us. Big moment. He won the Guineas earlier on in the year. Michael, you've got a great ride here. Great chance.
Yeah, I do, Matt. He's got brilliant form. He's, he's won his last 2. He's hard fit and drawn a really good barrier, which is a big thing. I think you can stay out of a bit of trouble coming past the winning post the first time and find a good spot. He'll be right there in the finish.
You've had one win on him from one ride. Did he give you that sort of feel when you were last on him, that he was a horse good enough to win a Group 1?
Yeah, he does. He's got a really good turn of foot, so you've just got to save him for that. So if the races ran, so they sort of sit up and it's a sprint home, then I'll really come into my own. But if they make it a staying test, it might draw it out of him a little bit.
Right, number 10 is Rockfast. Now, this is an improving individual. He's won his last 2 races. That last win for me was very, very forward, and it showed that he's a massive contender here, Matt. I think he's a big hope in the Derby.
Well, I think he is a big hope. Manuel Nunes, just quickly, he's about to jump on the horse. Manuel, any chance of winning this?
Yeah, well, the most important is my horse is very good form. We see how he's going to this track.
We'll let you go.
Thank you.
And the point he made there, Gareth, about the track is that he is one horse that really needed some rain and it didn't arrive today. So I think that's a little bit of a reservation there from Manuel. Pat, we'll chat about Majestic Moments because he's a good hope and he's got a great turn of foot at the end of his races.
Yeah, if it's a canter and a sprint, I'd give him a big chance because obviously that's what he's looking for. He's a doubtful 2,000 metre horse. We've always doubted it and everybody's ridden him, always said he's a good miler, perhaps even a little 1,800 maybe, but he's a 4-year-old Derby. You've got to go. You've got to have a chance.
The instructions, at what point does the rider press the button? I mean, do you sort of wait till about the 300, do you think?
Well, it's entirely, like I said to him, it's entirely up to him. Place him wherever he's comfortable, sit as long as you can, because he's one of those horses that when you press the button, he can quicken very well.
As we see Majestic Moments, we heard from Pat Shaw. Gareth, this seemingly is the best of his 4 runners, a horse who has a very good turn of foot late on.
Matt, he came from an impossible position last time out and was near last as they turned for home, and he absolutely flew home to find the line exceptionally well. Hopefully he's a bit closer. He's got a very wide draw to contend with, but one thing's for sure, he'll make his presence felt, and I think he's a big hope in the Derby this year.
There are some of the candidates for the Emirates Singapore Derby for 2016. We'll take a very quick break. Back with the race very soon.